Hello, everybody. It's Sharon here from Content Sparks, and we are ready to go. The focus today is going to be on using ChatGPT, and I'm using ChatGPT 4. It says how to use ChatGPT to create an online course and the shortcut to doing it faster, which you probably already have an idea of what that is. All right. So, how to use ChatGPT to create an online course and the shortcut to doing it faster. So, firstly, if you don't know what ChatGPT 4 is, that is the newest version, and that is what I'm going to be using. So, it is paid access for now. You have to upgrade to GPT Plus, which is only $20 a month. So, if it saves you even a few minutes per month, it's worth doing. And the output is far better than in the default version. You also get priority access. You get better quality output. Like I said, you get beta features like this browse with Bing and who knows what else they're there's plugins and stuff. And that's $20 a month. Or if you're somewhere where there's VAT, it ends up being $24 a month. I'm actually getting it for my team and training them on how to use it ethically, responsibly, more for idea generation. So you'll see some of that. We don't use it to actually write stuff. And there are some pros and cons for using GPT for course creation. So the pros are it stimulates your creativity. You can expand on current content. So if you have an outline or something existing, you can ask GPT to expand on it so that you can see what details you might have missed, remind you of different points. So you really need to know your topic, but this will help remind you of points you missed. And it makes it really easy to tailor it to different audiences. Even if you're not creating a course from scratch, say you're using one of ours, which will save you a lot of time, it makes it faster to actually tailor it to your audience because we try to keep it relatively generic. The cons is it can make things up. You can always cross check with something like just Google or Bing. Like I said, it can make things up. It might use bad sources. So you don't know when it does look at things, whether it's pulling from a good source. Again, you are responsible for that. It isn't you. So it's not your voice, no matter how much you push it and teach it the tone and perspective and everything else that you want it to sound like. It isn't you. And you need to go in and inject that, your personality. So you'll see that in some of the output, but it's still really useful. Now, just a warning case, which you may have already seen since it's been running rampant on the internet and everywhere else. This is a case story of what happens when your lawyer uses ChatGPT. So there was a lawsuit recently where a lawyer was suing an airline because of an injury that he'd had. And the lawyer put together his whole brief with his sample cases based on using ChatGPT. And he'd never used it before, so he had no clue that ChatGPT could just make things up. And when he submitted it, the other team, the other lawyers, the judge couldn't find the cases that he cited anywhere. It was beautifully constructed. They just didn't exist. ChatGPT had just made them up. And he even asked ChatGPT whether they were real cases, and it answered yes. So this is a warning that you have to be aware of, that you need to learn how to use it. Ignorance is not an excuse. All right. This is something that's not going away. It is evolving. There'll be more and more legal things drawn up, rules around it, but you have to learn how to use it responsibly and ethically and effectively as we move along. It's like when the computer came out and everybody just had to learn how to use it properly. And the internet, people still don't know how to use the internet very well and what's a good source and what isn't, but you're going to learn how to do it. And anyone who works for you, any team members have to learn how to use it. So the solution to those hallucinations, as they call them, with ChatGPT is one, you can try other AI tools. So you can use Bard, Google's Bard, which right now is also evolving, doesn't have as much of a database of good quality content. It tends to come out with something a little different, not as many details. So use that once in a while too to start so that it can learn and you can just get a different perspective, I guess you'd call it. So it'll draw on different things, like you might ask it for a list of tools and it'll come up with one set, but then you can go into ChatGPT 4 and use the web browsing mode and it'll come up with other things with more descriptions. And of course, you need to check actual links and sources. So GPT-4 does have a web browsing mode where they also link to the sources, but you need to check those. Who knows whether they're real, whether it's a broken link, who it's coming from. So you are responsible for the information and the insights you provide.